meet you. I'm Leia.
What's your name?
Leia.
Nice to meet you, Leia.
Okay. I'm so excited to see the movie. So Ravens is essentially like a historical biopic that kind of delves into a lot of dark fantasy elements. What would you say is kind of the hardest part about balancing a love story and using like fantasy elements to tell your story?
God, you know what? That's a good question. Well, the fantasy element is it's part of Fukase's character. So I just trust my instincts, really. If that's the honest opinion, that's the honest thing. I just tried not to be too over the top with it. Just treat it as if it was just a part of Fukase's everyday life that he talked to this character. But it really is a love story. It's about it's a love triangle, really. I think between Yoko and his art and that conflict that it causes, and it's so for me it was quite easy, really. Just trust myself. I think. Yeah.
And so another thing that I really love is a lot of historical biopics really utilize like sets that are accurate to the time, clothing, things like that. How do you feel like using set building and costume in this film kind of helps tell this full love story?
I think for the actors, it's really important that when they're on set, they feel like they're part of a living, breathing world. And the production team on this, the production design team, I've never known anything like the work that they did, the attention to detail. There's this, in his apartment, you'll see there's a bookshelf where they had a photograph of that bookshelf and they recreated it. They found every single book. And even though nobody will see that in the movie, the actor knew it. So I think in terms of what it does for the actor is huge, and I was really blessed with that team, and the costume designer as well. We worked really hard to get those right.
And so since this is Austin Film Festival, it's the Screenwriters Festival, we're asking everyone this question, is what genre do you hope to see explored more in future screenplays?
Genre? What I want is, I don't think the genre matters. I think original ideas matter. There's too much, for me, regurgitation, reboots, repeats, and there's so many new voices out there that aren't being given an opportunity because there seems to be less and less risks being taken. Like, it was a huge risk to make Ravens. It was very hard to make Ravens. And so I think in terms of new writers coming through, everyone's voice is unique. So let's start telling unique stories. Let's start telling new stories. I think that's really important.
No, I totally agree. I really want to see new things out there. It's like, please.
We need to tell the people who've got the money, because it's like when it's the filmmakers, it's like we have to beg for the money to get new ideas made. It's a risk. It's a high risk industry, but people aren't stupid. They'll get bored. And you can see it. People
want original.
They want new stuff. I can tell. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to talk. I'm so excited to see the film, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, nice to meet you both. I'm Leia.
Mike.
Okay.
Leia-san.
Nice to meet you. I'm so excited to talk to you guys about this film. I love historical biopics. And so I am curious because Ravens is a historical biopic, but it's also a love story and a fantasy. What is it kind of like balancing all of these elements together to tell not only a historical story, but a love?
このレイバンスっていうのがライブストーリーでもあるし、もちろん狂った写真家の話もあるけれども、いろんなストーリーがそのストーリーの中に混ぜてるから、どうですかね、それを経験して、何か感想があるんですか？
確かに面白い質問ですね。そのストーリーの中にストーリーが混ざってる、まさにもうそれが一番正しい表現だと思う。本当にいろんなストーリーが混じってて、そうですね。それは今言われて本当にまさにその通りだったなと思います。
So it's a very good question, and so it's really exactly kind of the question. Like a lot of different lives, a lot of different things were all rolled into this person's life. Whether it be a love story or what's going on with his wife, or being a photographer, or the craziness of it all. So it's a very good question, but yeah, it is just kind of is what it is, all mixed together.
And so another thing that I'm really excited about is that this is taking place in a very important part of history. So there's a lot of period accurate costumes, sets, and things like that. What was it like using sets and costumes to help build a real person? And
映画っていうのが、特別な時代の話だったので、それに合わった服とか環境とかもあったんですけれども、実際そういう世界に入って経験して何か感想があるんですか？
そうですね。本当に彼の 若い時から亡くなるまでを描いたんですけど、まあ撮影が順番通りやるわけではないんで、本当にその都度ヘアスタイルを変えたりコスチュームを変えてでそれを表現して、そういう意味では本当にスタッフの方たちの、努力に本当に感謝してますからね。
So the film takes him from a young age to an older age, and so I had to talk differently, I had to dress differently, and my hat's off to the crew and everybody for helping me with all of that, whether it be the language or the costuming or whatever throughout the movie.
And so since this is the Screenwriters Festival, I'm curious for both of you actually, what stories or genres do you want to see explored more in script?
こういうフェスティバルっていうのがもうスクリーンライターのフェスティバルだから、将来にどういう映画が、スクリーンライターが作れば良いでしょうけれども、何が足りないとか何が新しい映画を作るのにどういうスクリーンライティングがあった方がいいんですかっていう質問ですけども。
例えばこの映画で一番本当に面白いパートはヨミちゃんって言ってカラスの、ファンタジーで人間ではないカラスの役が出てくるんですけど、そういうやっぱファンタジー要素がね絶対映画にはあった方がいいと思うんですよね。
So in this movie, there's a part where the crow or the raven itself is kind of living a fantasy life, and so I think it's a very interesting part of the movie, and I think it'd be interesting to have more kind of fantasy-related stuff embedded in movies.
And so, what about for you? What genre do you want to see?
I haven't really thought about it. I'm just kind of interpreting today. So I loved, he was in Shogun as well, and I loved watching that. So I think it was well received in America.
I know, I'm so excited. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to talk, and I'm so excited to see the film. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you. I'm Leia. I'm so excited to talk to you about this film. Also, shout out, not yet. I haven't seen it yet. But Ravens is a historical biopic, but it's also a love story, like at its core. And so I'm curious. There's like a lot of dark fantasy elements to it. What would you say is the hardest part about blending all of these genres together with like a producing standpoint?
Well, I think it took blending these unique sort of elements into film. Especially like you said, dark fantasy. I think it was really Mark who crafted this wonderful script.
We love Mark.
Something amazing. He did something really special. Yeah, really special.
And so from your producer, you come from this from a producing standpoint. A lot of biopics really heavily utilize period accurate sets and costumes and things like that. What was the hardest part about kind of making this world together from a producing standpoint?
Yeah, we didn't speak Japanese. Mark speaks a little bit, but it was challenging because we were trying to do it in a window, a time that was we had the money at this point, the time our actor was only available at that time, Asano-san. So we had to just go rush in and do it. And so before we knew it, we were shooting the film and being like, how did this even get to this point, How do we even just keep going? And
just pushed
his
through.
credit, he really just was there. He was just in the midst of it in Tokyo and making the movie happen. Like I said, every film is challenging, but it was the thing that started it was really just saying, let's go do it.
That's sometimes just the first thing you need to hear.
I know it's a cliche to say just do it, but that's kind of what happened. So.
And so since this is Austin Film Festival, which is the Screenwriters Festival, we're asking everyone this question, what is a genre that you hope to see more screenplays of?
I think, I make a lot of movies about music and a lot of movies that are set in different countries and states or different ethnicities and accents and whatnot. And I think people just continue doing what motivates you. What inspired you back in the day? We all have our Raven a little bit, So I think take that and run with it.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. That's such a good answer. That's a great answer.
I'm going to have that answer.
No, that's a good answer. But thank you so much, and congratulations on playing here at Austin Film Festival. And I'm excited to watch it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.